What is up, you guys? S1KDK back with another video, and in this video we are going to be doing an oil change on the S1000 2023. This also works for like probably the 2021 or 2019 and up all the way up to the 2024, just in case if any of you guys don't know how to do it. If I'm able to do it, I promise you, you guys are able to do it. You guys just need the right tools. What you're going to need is a torque set. So I got this torque set right here. I bought it off of Amazon. I think it was like $30 or something like that. You need a wrench or a socket wrench, but I just have like a power tool thing to make it easier on myself. But all you need is a wrench, a socket wrench, and then you need an oil filter grabber. I got this at O'Reilly's for like $15, depending how tight you put it on. And then of course you need some BMW oil. I go with BMW oil just in case if I have any problems with my engine. You know, I use the right oil so they can't use that against me in warranty. And then you need an oil filter. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first thing that we have to do in order to get to the oil filter is take off these bolts right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think there's 6. There's one more, 7 right here. So 6, 7, and then there is one more down here right there. So I am going to be taking off this piece. Yours isn't going to be carbon fiber unless if you have the carbon fiber one, but it is the exact same thing. So let me take this off. All right, guys. So now since we have all the bolts organized, I kind of organize it in my own way. You guys will find a way to do it because some of these bolts are different on that fairing right there. Don't mind my dog. He chilling. But all these bolts are kind of somewhat different for all the holes. So you want them in the same place that you found them. But now, as you can see, the oil filter is way back there. And I mean, with my exhaust, you're gonna wanna do this pretty cold because you're gonna be touching your exhaust and stuff. So we're gonna take this clip right here, and you can see that it's just kind of on like a twist and pull kind of motion. Let's get it out of the way. Yours might be a little different because I've already done this before. You might have to like unzip tie something, as well as to get enough rotation to try to, because we're going to be getting it out of the top portion here. Out of the bottom portion, you cannot squeeze it through no matter how hard you try. We need to take this bolt off, and it is just a support bracket for the forgot what it's called. It's a support bracket for this. I forgot what it's called. So I'm going to take that off. I believe it's a 40. All right, so that bolt right there was a T27, or at least that's what fit for me. Has a washer on it. I wasn't able to get these sockets on it, but I was able to get my Allen wrenches on it. So it was a T27. So now that we have this all cleared up, you can kind of move this out of the way. But first, we're going to be draining the oil pan, obviously, to get all the oil out. So grab your handy dandy oil bucket, oil pan, whatever you want to use, it will be just fine. And grab that. We're going to be using it. And I believe that the screw under it is a 45. All right, so I just broke it loose and now it's finger tight. Grab it, dump all the oil. Now hopefully my bucket doesn't overflow. We'll see. It's gonna be close. As you can see, I thankfully have enough room for all the oil. I'm gonna need to dispose of that properly. Kilo's chilling over there. Hi, buddy. He has his 4th of July bandana on. He's looking all cute. But once that is all done draining, you're gonna put this back on. You are, of course, going to remove this O-ring because you're supposed to change it up every time. And it is always on the new box. So your new oil filter box, there is always an O-ring taped to it most of the time. And you just put that sucker right on there. Brand new O-rings, looking good. This you can just throw away. Your old one, you can just throw that right away. You're not gonna be using it. And so I'm gonna put this back up, gonna torque it down. I don't know what the torque spec is, but I'm just gonna torque it until I feel that it's right, nice and tight. And then we are gonna be moving on to the oil filter, which we already have it all done. So it should be really easy to get out and stuff like that. All right, guys, so now you're gonna bring out this tool and you're going to take out that oil filter down there. You gotta make sure to put the pan underneath it because some oil is still stored in there. And if you have nowhere to put your oil, grab an old bucket or an old oil thing and just label it, make sure it says old oil, store it somewhere and keep filling it up until it's all the way full. Some people like to wrap this up in styrofoam, or not styrofoam, sorry, tin foil. I have no tin foil, so I am just going to ball it out, and I'm just going to clean up the headers really well. It's not going to really discolor them. I know it's titanium, it can, but as long as you clean it up right away before heating up the bike, it is going to be perfectly normal. I have the oil bolt back in there. It's all torqued down. So I'm going to be taking this off. I wish I had a cameraman, but I'm just gonna have to put down the camera in order to do it. So yeah, I'm gonna do that quick. So as you can see, I got it pretty loosened up in there. It's really hard to get your hands in there. You just have to kind of finagle your way in there. And I'm just going to loosen it up until it starts draining. You can see it's starting to break the seal. And it's starting to drain right there. It is hitting the second header, so this one the most. So I'm gonna have to make sure to clean that up really well. Spray some sort of something on it, and it is draining. So we're gonna wait for it to drain fully, and then we're gonna take it off more. All right, so I got it off. I couldn't really do it with one hand. I'm sorry about that. But basically I took my hand down here, I unraveled it, then I grabbed it from up here, and I don't really want to put my fingers in there, otherwise you won't be able to hear. But then I kind of just twisted and turned it until it got past this point, and then I took it out from right here. You cannot do it from here, you have to do it from up here. So just keep that in mind. You might get a little frustrated at first, but I promise you it's pretty simple. The first time that I ever did my own oil change, it really pissed me off because I'm like, how the hell do they expect us to do this? Pretty easy, it's just a tight space. And now I'm just going to clean up the headers where all the oil got, so you can kind of see there's some right there and down there. So I'm just going to clean it all up real quick, and then I'm going to tighten it up. So now you're just going to be dipping your finger in the new oil and kind of just putting it around the ring of the new oil filter so it creates a good seal. Some people put it in, like a little bit in the oil filter, which it is completely fine, but I'm not going to do it because then it's just gonna make more of a mess. So I'm gonna try to do this with one hand as best as I possibly can. So I'm gonna put it like in there, kind of tilt it downwards. See, it's a pain in the ass. Get it like that. Note that with two hands, this will be a lot easier to kind of finagle around. All right, so once you got it on, you hand tighten it at first, and then just use the tool just a little bit to tighten it just a little bit more. It doesn't need to be super tight, otherwise you're gonna mess up the threads just a little bit. If you think you're doing too much, you absolutely are, and you know, if it starts leaking, you can always take off all of this stuff and just tighten it a little bit more. No big deal at all. But now we have that back on, I'm just gonna clean it up just a little bit more. It was really easy to get on with two hands, you just have to finagle it the right way. Now we can move this oil pan to the side here and just take a junk microfiber towel or just any shop towel, paper towel, doesn't matter, and clean it all up really nice. So that's what I'm gonna be doing here. And then all we do is fill up the oil, 4 quarts, and then we put back on the side panel, start it up. So I'll see you guys when I get that far. So now boys, you just take that oil cap off right here and you're just gonna fill it full of the oil that I provided to you. I bought this on Amazon, I'll put the link down below. The reason why you wanna do this yourself, oh yeah, forgot. You gotta put this bad boy back right here. It's just a weird kind of clip. The reason why you want to do this yourself is because the dealership charges $180, $150. I've even seen it up to upwards of $200. If you do it yourself, it costs $100. And you know, a little bit of money and tools, you can get most of these at O'Reilly's. You can literally do the oil change with just the Allen wrenches. If you really wanted to, you can get that at O'Reilly's or Walmart, your local AutoZone, whatever. And I'm pretty sure that's only like 20 bucks, but once you have them, and it's really good to have them in case if you want to do some modifications to your bike and you don't want to bring it in. Anyways, save yourself some money, do it yourself, fill it up with oil. All you got to do is just fill it up and put back on the side panel. All right guys, so I filled it all up with oil and I started it. I let it ram for 5-10 minutes or something like that. There's going to be a bunch of smoke that's permitting from the headers there getting oil on it. You're going to miss something even though how well you wipe it down, you're gonna miss something, but that's totally normal. It's gonna smoke and stuff like that, unless if you use tin foil, but I'm a broke bastard, cheap bastard. I am not gonna use tin foil. I just didn't have any on hand and I really didn't wanna go buy some, but it is all good. Nothing is leaking. So we're going to put back on the cover. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys found this informative / helpful. So I love you guys all. Peace out.